Welcome to Raven's Reading Corner. Today's book is Amelia and the Cat. Story by Herman Parrish and pictures by Lynn Sweet. Miss Rogers was in a total tizzy. I am late for a lunch date, but I must find an umbrella before I go. They say it is going to rain cats and dogs. Goody, said Amelia. We were getting free pet. Would you like a dog or a cat? Neither one, said Miss Rogers. All I want is an umbrella. There you go, said Amelia. She pulled an umbrella out of her purse. Why do you keep it in there? Asked Miss Rogers. Blame Mr. Rogers. He always tells me to save for a rainy day, but an umbrella would be more help than money. Would you like to borrow my rubber boots and that rain hat too? Save them for next time. Thanks for lending me your umbrella. They walked out to the car. Miss Rogers got in. I have to go shopping later, said Amelia. Really? I may run into you. I hope not. It would hurt if you ran into me. I have an idea, said Miss Rogers. Why don't I give you a lift and drop you in town? I know why not, said Amelia. It's because I am too heavy for you to lift. You would drop me before we get to town. Miss Rogers nodded, smiled, and drove away. Amelia walked back to the house. She stood on the porch and gazed at the clouds. Rain cats and dogs, she said to herself. This weatherman might be right. That cloud looks like a dog, and that one looks like a really big cat. Yipes, hollered Amelia, as she jumped back and shot. That cloud just meowed at me. Amelia looked down, where the sound had come from. I have heard of a plant called cattail, but I've never seen a plant with a cat tail. The kitten peeked out from behind the plant. Well, I'll be, said Amelia. You are the tiniest kitten I have ever seen. The kitten leaped out of the flowers. It walked over to Amelia and rubbed up against her leg. Where's your mama? Said Amelia. You are much too little to be on your own. She picked up the kitten. You look like a tiny tiger. She scratched it between its ears. The kitten purred and purred. You even sound like a tiny tiger. So Tiger's what I'll call you. She took Tiger into the kitchen and poured milk into a saucer. Tiger lapped it up right away. Wow, said Amelia. You must have been starving. She offered the kitten half of her sandwich. Tiger turned up his nose. I need help, said Amelia. I have never taken care of a cat before. Amelia got out the phone book. Aha, she said as she dialed the number. These folks know all about animals. A man answered the phone and said, City Zoo, Mr. Lion speaking. This is amazing, said Amelia. I never spoke with a lion. I am not a lion, said Mr. Lion. Of course not, said Amelia. I am sure that you will tell the truth. I always do. May I help you? I hope so, she said. I've got a very hungry tiger right here in my kitchen. Run, said Mr. Lion. Get out of the house. Calm down, said Amelia. My tiger is very happy. I just gave him some milk. Milk, said Mr. Lion. Big cats eat meat. You do? Said Amelia. Not me, said Mr. Lion. I am vegetarian. You can't be, said Amelia. You're a lion. I am not lying, said Mr. Lion. I hope not, said Amelia. I have a hungry tiger in my lap. Ha, said Mr. Lion. I think you are lying. No, sir, said Amelia. You are lying. I am Amelia Bedelia. Ah, roared Mr. Lion. The phone went click. Oh well. That lion was not much help at all. Next time I'll ask for Mr. Tiger. The kitten still looked hungry. Come along, said Amelia. Let's go to our shopping. Maybe I can find you something to eat at the store. She took Tiger into her purse, locked the door, and headed into town. Along the way, Amelia met a letter carrier delivering packages. Good afternoon, he said. It looks like you are delivering cats. Oh no, said Amelia. I am trying to deliver lunch to this hungry kitten. You are in luck, said the letter carrier. A new fish market just opened. All cats love to eat fish. Where is it? You can't miss it, he said. Just follow your nose. Thank you, said Amelia. As she walked, she said to herself, those are very strange directions. I follow my nose everywhere I go, unless I walk backwards. Amelia Bedelia strolled by Miss Wagner's house. Her yard was filled with all sorts of things. Hi, Amelia, said Miss Wagner. Come and take a look at my garage sale. No, thanks. I do not need to buy a garage. But do you have anything for cats? I did, said Miss Wagner. I just sold a litter box. What is that? Asked Amelia. Every cat needs one, said Miss Wagner. That is where a cat goes when it needs to go. Go where? Where would Tiger have to go? Go to the bathroom, said Miss Wagner. Oh, I see. Where would I find a litter box? Let me think, said Miss Wagner. You might find one at the flea market. Amelia Bedelia thanked Miss Wagner. She kept walking towards town. I would not go to a flea market. I do not want Tiger to get fleas. Finally, Amelia Bedelia and Tiger arrived in town. Look, we are in luck. Here was an empty box and lots of litter, and it all's free. She set the box on the ground. She filled it up with litter and put Tiger in the box. You do not look very happy. I am not happy, said a voice behind her. Lady, what do you think you are doing? I'm all done, said Amelia. I made a litter box for Tiger. You made a mess, said the policeman. Pick that up or I'll give you a ticket. Amelia Bedelia tossed the litter back into the bin. Thank you, said the policeman. Please do not break any more laws. I try not to break things, said Amelia. She and Tiger walked on. Tiger found the fish market first. He sniffed the air and licked his whiskers. Amelia Bedelia walked up to the man selling fish. Excuse me, she said. Could you spare some scraps for my kitten? You bet, said the man. He put some fish on a plate and Tiger devoured the snack. He sure likes it, said Amelia. He certainly does, said the man. He is as happy as a clam. Amelia Bedelia picked up a clam and said, They do not look very happy to me. The man took the clam from her. He took out a marker and drew a face on the clam. Hold it like this, he said. See, that is a smile. Now that is one happy clam, said Amelia. She laughed and looked down at Tiger. Tiger had followed a butterfly into the street. Watch out, screamed Amelia. A big truck screeched to a stop. Tiger dashed into the sidewalk. He was so scared that he scooted up a tree. The driver got out of his truck to make sure that he had not hurt the cat. Stay put, Tiger. I will rescue you, said Amelia. Amelia Bedelia started to climb the tree. Be careful, said the driver. Do not go out on a limb. I've got to save my cat, yelled Amelia. As she reached out to grab Tiger, Amelia Bedelia slipped off the branch. Whoops, she said. Hang on, said the driver. I will rescue both of you. I'll get a ladder from my trunk. Amelia Bedelia held on tightly. Tiger climbed onto her bonnet. Then Amelia Bedelia saw a familiar car driving up on the street. Amelia, said Miss Rogers. What on earth are you doing? Hanging on, said Amelia. I wish I were back on Earth now. Miss Rogers drove her car directly under Amelia Bedelia. Let go of the branch, she called out. Amelia and Tiger dropped onto the roof of the car. Miss Rogers and the driver helped Amelia and Tiger get down. She tucked Tiger back into her purse. Please, miss, said the driver, do not let that cat out of the bag again. I won't. Not until we get home. She pulled over to the curb suddenly. This is a very good pet store. We can find everything you need to take care of your cat. Thank you so much, said Amelia. The clerk helped Miss Rogers gather everything they would need, including a litter box. Tiger had his eye on a toy. You know, I had better walk Tiger home before he gets into any more trouble. The house is just a few blocks away. See you there, said Miss Rogers. By the time Amelia Bedelia and Tiger got back home, they were both exhausted. She sat down and took off her bonnet, and Tiger curled up in it. The inside was soft and warm. Tiger purred once. A second later, he was snoozing. Good idea, said Amelia. I will close my eyes too for a minute. She put her feet up and leaned back. 20 minutes later, Mr. Rogers came home. Well, well, look what the cat dragged in. Amelia woke up with a start. I am sorry. I must have dozed off. Don't worry, said Mr. Rogers. Cat naps are nice, especially with a cat. Amelia Bedelia introduced Mr. Rogers to Tiger. Say, said Mr. Rogers, where is Miss Rogers? The last time I saw her, said Amelia Bedelia, she was in the pet store. Oh, really? My wife was in a pet store? How much did they want for her? Mr. Rogers began to chuckle. Just then, Miss Rogers stormed in. I heard that. Just kidding, my pet, said Mr. Rogers. He helped her with her packages. Is all this for the cat? Yes, it is. I should have gotten you a collar, since you are now in the doghouse. But Mr. Rogers was not laughing now. Just kidding, my pet, said Miss Rogers. They leaned over together to look at Tiger. Who meowed? Said Amelia. Don't look at me, said Mr. Rogers. They all turned around. A large cat sat outside the window. It looked like Tiger, but bigger. Tiger sprang onto the windowsill. Both cats were happy to see each other. How sweet, said Miss Rogers. That cat must be its mother. Amelia Bedelia let Tiger outside. The big cat licked Tiger twice and picked him up in her mouth. She headed across the yard. Stop, shouted Amelia. That big cat is eating my kitten. No, it isn't, said Mr. Rogers. That is how a mother cat moves her babies from place to place. They all ran after the cat. Down the street, a moving van was parked in front of a house. A little girl stood in front of the yard. What's going on, said Amelia. Is this another garage sale? The cat dropped Tiger into a box. There you are, said the girl. Is that your cat, asked Amelia. Yes, it is. Her name is Muffin, and my name is Sarah. They all introduced themselves to Sarah. They looked into the box. Tiger was playing with his brothers and sisters. Sarah hugged Amelia and said, Thanks for finding my kitten. My pleasure. Is this a litter box? Sarah laughed. No, she said, this isn't her litter box, but this is her litter. Muffin had kittens a month ago. Amelia Bedelia shook her head, shrugged her shoulders, and said, I still have a lot to learn about cats. Big drops of rain began to fall. Uh-oh, said Mr. Rogers. The weatherman guessed right for once. Bye-bye, Sarah, said Amelia. Come back tomorrow, said Sarah. They ran back home in a downpour. Mr. and Miss Rogers went inside. Amelia stayed out on the porch. She looked at the rain and said to herself, the weather forecast was half right. Today it only rained cats. A tail was sticking out from behind a tree. Jeepers! A tree just barked at me. A puppy peeked out from behind the trunk. It ran onto the porch and jumped into Amelia Bedelia's arms. Hi there. You are soaked. Let's go inside and dry you off. Amelia opened the door and called out, Yoo-hoo, Mr. Rogers! I found the other half of the weather forecast. Now you'll have company in the doghouse.